It's 2021. Happy New Year. If you're looking to change your financial situation and you're over 18 years old as a Canadian, you can start investing in the tax-free saving account, which means you will not have to pay any taxes for any money you put into this account. And the yearly limit for 2021 is $6,000. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys how to properly invest with the TFSA, what are the rules, how to get started, and everything you need to know to get started in 2021 about the tax-free saving account. You know, there's a lot of things we get happy about when we turn 18 years old. We get happy that, you know, we can get our license that we can use to get a car, and that car is going to allow us to go to different places. So in a way, it's kind of like a freedom, right? We're able to acquire more freedom when we're 18 years old. Well, even better than getting a license or a car is being able to invest. Now, you can invest money in a tax-free saving account and it can grow, which you can use then that money to be able to purchase your car, which will actually give you more freedom. So being financially free, acquiring financial freedom is more valuable than acquiring your driver's license or a car. Let's say you were to put in $6,000 in 2021, it grows to $12,000. You can take $10,000 out and you can purchase a car, right? That way you have money for invested, it's grown, and then you use it for purchasing, you know, a car, which is going to improve your lifestyle. When you turn 18 years old, the first thing you need to do is you need to find out how much your yearly limit is and how much you can invest, right? So I've broken down year by year how much the government introduced the yearly limit from 2019 up until 2021. I've made it into a PDF so that you can keep track of it very easily. You can download it. It will be in the description. It's for free. And that way it'll just be easier for you to actually, you know, keep track of like how much the Canadian government allowed you to invest every year. So it was introduced in 2009 and it's still going on up until 2021. Every year, you know, they introduced a certain amount depending on who was in government. So from 2009 up until 2012, the yearly limit was $5,000. Then in 2013 and 2014, they increased the limit to $5,500. Then in 2015, they increased the limit to $10,000. From 2016 up until 2018, they brought it back down to $5,500. And in 2019, 20, and 21, they've increased it to $6,000. So if you were 18 years old before 2009 and you never invested in the tax-free saving account, well, I have really good news for you. You can invest a total of $75,500 and not pay any taxes for any growth in this account, right? So any investment growth that you get, let's say you put in $70,000 and turns into $140,000, right? You don't have to pay any taxes, right? That's a huge advantage. So that's the first thing. Number two, if you need to take out the money, you have the freedom of doing that, right? Let's say you wanted to buy a house or you want to buy a rental property or a car, you can take out $40,000 and you can use it towards that and not have to pay any taxes, right? So it's a huge advantage. So one of the best things that you should be looking out for now is when are you turning 18 years old and checking your yearly limit. Once you've turned 18, you check your yearly limit, put in the max amount. You also need to make sure you're not going over the yearly limit, or more importantly, not the total contribution. Let's say if you turned 18 in 2010, well, your yearly limit starts from that year. If you turned 18 in 2009, your yearly limit starts there. So you can only contribute the yearly limit since the date that you turned 18 years old. So if you only turned 18 this year, well, your total contribution limit is from 2021. Online, when you try to learn definitions, it's not very easy to understand. So I want to make this very clear in this video. That way, just by this one video, you'll be able to understand what a tax-free saving account is and how to use it so that, you know, you're actually using it for maximum growth. If you turned about 18 years old in 2009, that means today you're in 2021, you're about 30 years old. So if you're 30 years old, you have a really big advantage. You can put in $75,500 in this account, you can invest it, let it grow, and you will not pay any taxes. That is a huge advantage. So make sure you're really taking advantage of this, because it's one of the best avenues to invest, right? If you go purchase a house, there's so many other fees you have to pay, right? There's insurance, there's inspection, there's real estate agent fees, and there's taxes. So there's a lot of fees you have to pay. This, you just take simply the money, you put it in, and you just let it grow after a couple of years, and you can take it out whenever you want and how much. Like for example, if you invest $75,000, but let's say you want to purchase a car, down a couple of years. Let's say you take out $30,000 and you put it towards a car. Well, you won't have to pay any taxes for taking out that money, right? So you have that freedom. You have the freedom of making the money grow, but you also have the freedom of taking it out when you need it. So that's a huge advantage. If you're not already, if you haven't opened up an account, you need to do it as soon as possible, because look, as time goes by, you're able to actually invest and make it grow. The more this grows, the more you can actually use it towards your lifestyle. So it's really advantageous for you to actually start investing for yourself, for your future, and for your lifestyle. So in 2020, the yearly limit was $6,000, and in 2021, the yearly limit was also $6,000. So if you turned 18 in 2020 and you put in $6,000 as your maximum limit in that year, and then in 2021 you put in only $4,000, so in total you had about $10,000 into this account, right? So you still have another $2,000 left of contribution room that you can put in and not have to pay any fees. But let's say in 2021 you wanted to purchase, a property, and basically you needed $5,000, right? So out of the $10,000 that you had in your TFSA, you took it out, you purchased your rental property. So in the TFSA account, you only have $5,000 left now. So how much total room do you have left? Well, the total room limit for you was $12,000, right? You have $5,000 already inside, and you took out $5,000. So that means you can put in another $5,000, plus you have another $2,000 of contribution room that you hadn't used. So in total, you can put in $7,000, and you're still within the total contribution room. So that's a huge advantage, right? Because you can put in all this money and you can use it towards investments, and it's protected from getting taxed. That's a huge advantage, right? Because you get taxed in a lot of things, right? You get taxed in purchasing a house, you get taxed in buying clothing, you get taxed in pretty much anything you do within the city, you get taxed on. So this is the only account that you can put money in and not be taxed and not pay any fees and not pay any penalties for taking out money. There's other accounts that we have, as Canadians, that we can put in money, but we're not allowed to take out the money because the government allows you to put money in, and then they're gonna only allow you to take money out when you retire. This, however, you can put in money and you can take it out whenever you need it. Obviously, the best thing would be to not use the money and use it for investment to make it grow, and only take it out when you actually want to really use it. The best thing obviously is to let it grow as much as possible and as high as possible. So if you guys want the yearly limits in a PDF format that you can look at as a reference, and you can also compare your age, that way you'll be able to calculate the total contribution amount that you can do compared to your age. There's a PDF that I created. It's a very easy reference that you can look at every time. That way you are making sure you're not passing your total contribution room. So I wanted to make this quick video for you guys to actually explain to you how to invest in a tax-free saving account. It's not very complicated, but it could be if you're reading stuff online, because they just put it in a way that it's very official and stuff, and so sometimes it's hard to understand. So basically I made this video to make it easy and simple for you guys to understand how to invest. It's not complicated, it's actually very simple, and I just wanted to give you guys the rules. So we went over the yearly limits, we went over the total contribution, we went over how you can invest. You need to be a Canadian, you need to be 18 years old and over, and you need to obviously have the money to be able to put it in.